Assetto Corsa Rally's latest update has just dropped, and it's a surprise update bringing a snow racetrack, a new car, and some tweaks and polish. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what to expect from the update, whether or not you should pick up Assetto Corsa Rally, and if it's still got broken force feedback. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy being upset by critical content, so you can then unsubscribe. And click the like button if you have broken wrists from using a DD wheel on a too high a setting. As you all know, Santa Claus uses a 1970s rally car to deliver most his presents each year, so it's fantastic for Kunos to have dropped this update, allowing us all to see what it's like to be Father Christmas. And well, what you'll find is this 1970s rally car on the snow is very slidey, very pokey, and a bit of a handful, but still really fun to drive on this snow racetrack. It's not a rally stage, it's a sort of snow practice stage, which is actually really quite nice, and I wish I had more rally super circuits and what have you in this simulator, so you can enjoy doing laps and improving your time without having to restart rally stages. You also have to admit that the snow looks absolutely fantastic in this, along with the trees and the hills into the distance. It's almost like I'm playing Flight Sim, but stuck on the ground. Absolutely glorious graphics. And you'll even notice when you drive over some snow, in the replay you can see that the snow actually gets squashed down a bit. So some of the snow is sort of deformable, if that makes sense, which is a nice little attention to detail and nice touch. Now, as someone that's never driven a rally car and doesn't have a driver's license, I do feel like the cars are lacking in that kind of bite that you get from snow tyres in other simulators, and it does feel a bit flat. Now, I know this is kind of an ice stage, not just a snow stage, but yeah, the grip's kind of just a bit flat. It doesn't have that weird hooked up ice driving bitey thing that you kind of feel in some other games. Doesn't really matter because it's still fun to drive, but yeah, it's just with this car especially, it's also just weirdly pokey. I'm not sure what's going on. You do notice though, when you go through other vehicles on the snow stage, it's quite nice how the different vehicles drive and how a slidier surface magnifies the different driving character of the different vehicles and the nature of how much power you have with some of the newer rally cars and cars that you might want to drive a bit more straight and a bit more narrow and a bit more pokey versus ones where you really want to chuck them into a corner. So it's a really fun stage with plenty of space for you to do different types of driving and feel the vehicles around. So that's really quite nice and a really good addition. And again, I have to appreciate it. Nice having a little bonus festive drop. And I'm a bit of a simp for snow. Just look at that snow, it looks amazing. We don't get much snow in the UK unless you're in Scotland, so to me snow is some kind of magical substance that doesn't make any sense. I kind of don't believe it exists until I see it, and even when I do see it, I'm just like, I can't believe it's real. So it's nice to have it on demand virtually. Now, the snow stage would be enough really, I think, for this update, but what you want to also know is what else has changed in the update. And Kunos have adjusted some force feedback things, some physics things, and some other minor things. Most of the stuff that's adjusted from what I've tried and tested is not huge. So the big thing that I was struggling with before, frame rate and performance issues graphically, that doesn't seem to have changed at all for me. And I'm literally playing this on the fastest computer known to man, like a 9950 X3D with a 5090 and 64 gigabytes of RAM. Totally pointless because this game still struggles to get a consistent 120 FPS unless we start turning the settings down and DLSS and what have you, and there's still the micro stutter. So there's still a lot of optimization to be done in this, and this patch doesn't seem to have addressed that. When it comes to the physics though, there seems to have been quite a change in terms of the recovery of wider slip. So when you get into those large slides, so let's say it's a 4 right or a 4 left and you've accidentally popped the rear of the car out, it's much easier to catch now and bring the car back. And also just in general, it seems that it's a lot easier to avoid that chronic understeer locked slide. The tyres seem to just have more grip over the limit. When you basically pass the limit, really, seems to be more grip on the tyres. So that especially makes the tarmac stages a lot more forgiving to drive. Now, In terms of the force feedback, though, they've tweaked some stuff. The force feedback seems a lot stronger on the tarmac stages out of the box and a lot more direct and less of a dead zone in the centre on the tarmac stages. But there's still the weird issues of chronic, ultra-aggressive tugging of the force feedback for, I assume it's like the grip coming and going or suspension compression. The force feedback's brutal in this. If you turn it up to feel more of what the tyres are doing in terms of grip, it also turns up those massive jolts that wrench the wheel out of your hand, meaning that you then have to turn it down again and you can't really feel anything. Obviously, you can change settings to sort of massage that out of it, but yeah, the force feedback's really not good in this title still. They need to do a massive amount of work on the force feedback and allowing you to get the detail out of it and the detail without having the crazy stuff happening. And you'll also find on the dirt stages and this snow stage, the force feedback's just very dead in the centre. Obviously, there's some workarounds to that to tighten it up, but then that causes additional problems and just really isn't an ideal thing to be doing. One of them is making the force feedback curve non-linear on your wheel stuff. I wouldn't recommend doing that. It will generally mess up the force feedback feel rather than actually... It will seem like it's fixed the issue, but really it hasn't. And lastly, on the topic of the force feedback, it just really lacks dynamic range for the grip of the tyres. Even on the tarmac stages with the soft tyres, which are super bitey, and the force feedback's quite strong, you just really don't have much range for at what point the front tyres are going to start locking or understeering, or at what point the rear's going. It's just really strong, self-aligning, makes it very easy to catch the car, but it doesn't make it easy to understand where the grip levels are. Similar problems, actually, to what Assetto Corsa Evo has and ACC. It's the bloody curse of ACC tyre model. Since Kunos did that, and anything that uses that, we have these same problems in all these simulators. And this is developed by Supernova, but it's using ACC tyre model and Kunos tech. So, yeah, hopefully they can work a solution out to it, because otherwise it just makes it feel a bit awful on the force feedback side of things. Don't want to be too much of a Debbie Downer, but also the in-car camera settings are still total garbage in this. So they really need like a lock to horizon or like a camera filter type thing. What they do have at the moment is you can lock to the car, and then you can have some totally arbitrary camera movement stuff that makes no sense at all. So supposedly in this update they've addressed some stuff with the camera settings, but it's terrible. There's not much more to say, really. If you've played AC Rally already, this is just nice, more content and a little bit of polish. That grip over the limit thing will make driving stages a lot easier for a lot of people, in fairness. And generally, for the price that it is as an early access title, and it is early access, so you can't complain, even though we just did, it's fun to drive. This stage is fun to drive. You know, it depends. Are you comparing it to general rally games and driving games? Then it's really good fun. Are you comparing it to RBR and the like Dirt 1 and what have you, and or even the first Assetto Corsa with the rally mods and stuff? Then you're like, well, you know, there's weird stuff going on, especially force feedback and what have you. But yeah, you know, it's an early access title, fun to play, fun to drive. It's fun going through the medals. I've really enjoyed that myself in the past. And there's now some new medals you can get, new things you can do using this snow stage, as well as the new car. Also, audio in this game, absolutely fantastic. I love how it sounds. Really connects you to it. That's the same thing with like Evo as well. That's Kunos with Evo, and this is Supernova Games. But whoever's doing the audio is really top notch. Bloody good audio. I don't know what happened. Like, this has been the year of good audio with quite a few titles. So yeah, there you go. I mean, there's not much more to say, guys. Give it a go. Well worth getting for the price. We will live stream it now. I've recorded this the night before, so I'm talking into the future like a time traveller. But thanks for watching this, and thanks for being a subscriber. Thanks for clicking the like button. Till the next one, happy tea drinking. Take care, and goodbye.